Or let me and actually, you emailed that to me. Let me just.
Yeah, I'm checking that feed as well.
Is it live?
Not yet. Looks like something's happening now. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, hold on. So let me just post this on the Facebook. We're live? So people can see me? What seems like. Okay. Hey, everyone. We don't know if you see me right now, but if you do, maybe say hello. I'm going to play some drums, and I'm going to show you the new Drumeo website. It's going to be cool. All right, let's just post that up there.
There's one watching now.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna play. Anyone here? It's just some songs. Then we're gonna get into. I'm gonna show you the new Drumeo website. We just completely revamped everything. It's taken us like somewhere between 5 and 6 months, and then lots of planning before then. So to start off, I'm just gonna play some songs, and then from there we can have some fun. Here we go. All right. Everyone, welcome here. You know, we don't go live on YouTube very often, but we wanted to do something special to launch the new Drumeo website. And so today I'm here just to hang out on our YouTube channel. First of all, we're almost hit 100 million views on YouTube. And honestly, for all of you out there who support us on YouTube, who subscribe, who watch the videos, who share the videos. I want to say a big thank you. We're almost hitting 100 million views and almost hitting 500,000 subscribers. So that's insane. If you aren't subscribed, please do. And it's just cool to be a part of the community. You know, we were doing stuff on YouTube since around 2007, 2006 on another channel. And so we've been doing this for a long time. I think we've got 600 to 700 videos. I don't even really know. Many of them are like over an hour long or around an hour long, and you still support us. And so you still give us your attention, and we really, really appreciate that. And so thank you all. Now, I'm just gonna pull up my phone here, because this is where I'm gonna be looking at any of your comments or questions that are coming in. So if you do want to chat or have any questions, have any comments, feel free to post in the chat. I'm going to be watching that. My good friend Taylor in the other room is also going to be watching that. And it's good to have Taylor here. Dave's not here. Dave's taking some much needed rest, which is good. It's actually Dave's 10-year anniversary with Drumeo on Monday, June 6th. And so seriously, 10 years of being a part of Drumeo. That's insane. You know, the only person to be at Drumeo longer is me. So it's cool to have such loyal partners in this as we try and really teach every single drummer in the entire world. So let's see who else is here. We got Alexander from Greece. What's up, Alexander? David from Germany. Aaron, good to see you here from New York. I know you're going to the Daniel Glass intensive soon. That's going to be a lot of fun. Levi from California. KK Man from Japan. Spencer Davis, what's up? Mara, Nanor, lots of great people. David Suarez. Hey Jared, that was some amazing drum play. Thanks, man. I'm going to play some more songs too. So if you just want to hang out for a while and chat, you know, post any of your questions. When I see a question mark, I'll try and address it. And if I miss it, Taylor,
I'll do what I can, Jared.
He's going to do what he can. You know, there's only so much Taylor can do, right?
I can do quite a bit, but yeah, only so much. You're right.
All right. We got Lars from Norway, Ramon from Arizona, Jonathan from Tel Aviv. Awesome. Brady Feller from the US of A. Cool. Anna from Italy. Hello, Anna. Steel Drums says, hey. August Burns Red, why is everyone saying hi? Why is everyone saying hi? Why do you say hello when you see someone you don't know? I mean, because it's friendly to say hello? Isn't it, Taylor?
That's what I think, and we are Canadian, Jared.
Cool. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, because I know a lot of people who aren't necessarily subscribed to Drumeo, who don't really know what's going on the website, a lot of you just follow us on YouTube. And you know, I'm not upset about that. You know, the fact that you're supporting on YouTube, sharing the videos, partaking in the comments and that sort of thing, that's a ton, and I just love it. Now, if you do want more, if you want more support, if you want to be part of the Drumeo community inside the Drumeo website, which is an amazing, positive community of students who all want to get better at playing the drums, and who are all looking for education, who are all looking to be inspired, and who all are looking to support each other to get better, then I really recommend you check it out. We basically did the largest overhaul of our website and our learning platform since its inception, okay, in 2011 when we first launched the Drumeo website. Before that, we were doing freedrumlessons.com and many other projects. So let's just go to show them exactly what the new website looks like. And so this is basically your home screen when you log in. Up here you'll see what do you want to learn, okay? You enter anything in there like Latin, rock, jazz, independence, swing, you know, any of those types of keywords, and you'll find lots of lessons on things you want to learn. Now this is your main page when you log in. So see at the top here, these are new lessons. So this is all the most recent 6 new lessons. If you are using a smaller screen, it might only show 2. If you're using like your smartphone, it might only show 1. So the website is totally adaptive, meaning whatever screen you're using, whatever device you're using, the website will adapt to that device. It's called responsive design. And so this is right here, all the new lessons. Now, every day inside of Drumeo, every single day, we do a new live lesson. And all those live lessons are stored in our lesson library, okay? So the lesson library stores all the live streaming and live broadcasted lessons. And those are all posted here. So you'll see groove vocabulary, phrase enders. Dave just did a lesson. We have Pat Petrillo did one on his shuffle curriculum. We had to do Simon Says drum practice, everything you need to know about drum heads, sight reading challenges, lots of cool things. These lessons are very interactive. You can join us, you can view them live, you can chat just like we are doing here on YouTube, although it's a little bit different because I'm not doing an official lesson. We do most of these types of lessons inside of Drumeo, and we like to chat with our students and take as many questions as possible. Now, all those lessons are forever archived in the lesson library, and so far we have around 1,300 or 1,400. Somewhere in between there, okay?
1356 to be exact.
1356.
1357 is happening today.
Okay, so every day a new one gets added. So 1 new hour of drum lessons added every day. And it's more than the length or the amount of lessons being added. It's the fact that you have an ability to log in every day and ask questions. So if you're struggling with something, whether it be related to the lesson or not, you can log in. There's going to be an instructor there. You could ask them the question, and you could get direct help from a pro. Okay, so that's, I think, the most cool thing is the fact that we get to chat with our students on a daily basis. Okay, not once a week, not once a month, nothing like that. On a daily basis, we log in and we get to chat with our students. Okay, so right below that, you'll see new courses. Okay, and I could click this and I could see all the new courses. I could go to the courses page, but here are the most recent courses. So you'll see we have a course from Joost Nickel, Gabor Dornier, Murray Creed, Aaron Edgar, Jimmy Rainsford, another great YouTuber. And so these courses are shorter series of lessons. So if you like our YouTube lessons, the 5-minute to 8-minute long videos, this is what you will love inside of Drumeo, because this is where we do those shorter lessons where you could just take one lesson, 5 minutes, then go to your kit and practice. And usually there's around 5 to 7 videos in each course. Okay, so you can go, let's say you wanted to check out this Jimmy Rainsford course, you just add like I said, this is our first time doing YouTube live. So you're kind of seeing the back end of Drumeo. You're in the bellows of the beast right now. Me and Taylor are beasting it up here. Hey, bud? Going for a rip, eh? Okay, so as I was saying, if you want to check out courses, you can just go ahead and add any of these to your list. And I'll show you the My List feature later so you can see how that works. And I'll also go inside of here and show you how that looks. Right below that, we have song breakdown. So you want to learn a really popular song, we offer full transcriptions. Okay, this is all included in your membership. This isn't like you pay $29 a month and then you have to pay $1 or $5 for this, and then we're not going to nickel and dime you. When you log in, you get everything included with Drumeo Edge: all the play-alongs, all the song breakdowns, all the transcriptions, all the lesson libraries, all the daily live lessons, all the student focus. You get everything. It's one price. It's $29 a month, or $197 a year, or $127 for 6 months. Okay, so you want to learn Living on a Prayer, Master of Puppets, Sweet Home Alabama. You go ahead and tap that or click that. It's going to take you to the full transcription. There you go. It's note for note, meaning it's all the beats exactly as they happen. Any open hi-hat, any weird crash cymbal or splash cymbal, any fill, it's all note for note transcription. And we actually work with a guy named Jeffrey Lean who does great transcriptions. We work with Brandon Taves, one of my drum students. We work with Dave Atkinson. We also have Hugo Yanato from Portugal. We have 4 different guys usually that have their eyes on these charts. And we do that because accuracy is most important. You don't want to get to a gig and say you know how to play Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, exactly note for note, and then you end up playing a bunch of stuff differently. Okay, when I look at drum charts online, I see a lot of errors, a ton of errors. We're not perfect, but with having so many people go over the chart, so many drummers that understand how to transcribe music, we get it as close as we possibly can. I think we have the best transcriptions on the planet when it comes to drum charts. I'm obviously biased though, right? Okay, right below that we have play-alongs. Now play-alongs are basically music minus drums, okay? So if you want to be the drummer in the band, let's say you don't get a chance to jam a lot with your friends or whatever, you can go ahead and download any of these play-alongs, and you can download it with ClickTrack or without, and you can just play along to them. You can post them to YouTube. You can use them however you like. And we have around 200 play-alongs. We add around one new one per week. Here we have student focus lessons, okay? Student focus lessons are basically where you will submit a video. So you upload a video of yourself drumming to YouTube. You submit it to us. You say, hey, check out my video. Here's some things I want to work on. Can you give me advice? We'll show that video during our live streams. We'll actually put that video, us giving you feedback, in this student focus section, so you can come back to it any time and look at what our instructors and look at the advice that they gave you. And I think that's really cool because a lot of times with any sort of online lessons, DVD lessons, it's a very one-way relationship. A teacher shouts information at you and you either do it, and if you struggle, you're like, I don't know what to do. But this is where it kind of makes that a two-way relationship. So now you're filming some videos, you're showing us how you play, and we can give you some advice. And I think that's really cool, and that's really necessary when learning drums. And even if you don't end up submitting a video, let's say you're not comfortable submitting a video, all the student focused lessons are here. So it's likely that if you have a problem, someone else has the same problem. So if someone else's left hand is struggling and you see the advice that Mike McCalco gave them in a lesson, well, you're going to be able to take that exact same advice, because all drummers, there's millions of drummers, we all have similar issues, okay? It's very, very similar. This is what I found over the past 15, almost 20 years of teaching is there's so many common issues in drumming, and so many of your peers have those same issues. Right below this, we have started lessons, all right? Started lessons are basically lessons that you have started on. And right below that, we have join the conversation. Now you'll notice here, and I just referenced to started lessons, you'll notice right here, there's a little red line. Over here, there's a blue, and then I believe over here, there's a black line, and then there should be a green somewhere down here, okay? So green represents beginner, blue represents intermediate, black represents advanced, and red means all. Now, if you start watching one of these lessons, let me see if I can find something where I've started. Okay, well, let's just start one just for fun. So this is the lesson page, so Sight Reading Challenge, and I'm just going to scrub ahead so I could show you how it works. So right here on this page, you'll see resources right below that, any sort of comments that come in, and you can just kind of tap on that to go through there. If you want to add this lesson to your list, again, I'll show you what that means. You can go ahead and add it, or if you want to complete it, you can hit complete, and that stores it, your completed section. Okay, so let's move ahead here. Okay, so there we are, ahead. Okay, so now if we go back to this main page, if everything's working. Oh, I clicked completed. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, one sec, guys. If you completed, it assumes you watched. Oh my goodness. Just it's all about being a professional here. Hey, Taylor.
You know it. And while you're I'm completing that little business here, we got a question from a beginner drummer. It looks like.
Awesome.
I might butcher the name, but Amelie Steen asks, what would you suggest for a beginner drum kit if it's your first one and you are a beginner? Yeah,
I say with beginner drum kits, a lot of people ask me this, and I don't know what each company has for a beginner drum kit, but what I do know is I've recommended Yamaha Stage Custom Birch drum sets a lot, and I think they're incredible. The value you get for your money, I've recorded in professional studio sessions with those kits, and they sound incredible. We actually should bring one in here so I can show you. I believe it depends on where you live, but they're probably between $700 and $1,000 for the shells, and then you got to add some cymbals on top of that. But I would say don't go and spend like $300 to $400, because if you do that, the resale on that kit is so low. It's like you might as well just almost throw it away. Those lower end kits that they're like no name brand. I shouldn't say throw away, but they're very, very poorly made. Okay, so if you get something that's a little bit, I would still say it's entry level. If you get something like that, when you go to sell it or when you want to upgrade to the absolute hybrid maple like we have here or the new Yamaha Recording Custom or any other company's kit, you can still get good value when you sell that kit. It's still worth a lot of money because they're so well made and they're such good quality construction. And so I say spend a little more because the money is just invested in the drum set. It's not gone forever. If you buy like a $400 or $500 kit, it's pretty much gone forever. Okay, you'll never get that money back because when you want to upgrade and try and sell it, no one really wants it. If they do, it's like 50 or $100. Like it's very, very cheap. And so you might as well play something a little bit nicer to start. Okay, so as I was saying here, you'll see right here, go back to that. This tracks where I stopped. Okay, so I stopped this lesson right here, and this is my little indicator that says I've started it. If I go to the bottom, you'll see it's right here. I've started that lesson. And so if I go back to it now, and I click play again, it's going to pick up exactly where I left off. Okay, a lot of our videos are 40 to 60 minutes. And so if you only have 10 or 15 minutes to watch a video, you don't want to have to try and find out exactly where you were. And sorry, it's a little bit slow right now. It's because we're live streaming here. Okay, so it picks up exactly where I left off there at the 6 minute and 36 second mark. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's continue on here. We'll go back to the home page. Now, everything is located in the menu section here. Okay, so let's first go to My Lists. And My List is where everything is stored, your entire drumming history. So when I went to private drum lessons in the past, my teacher would write out what I was supposed to do in the book. He would cross it off when I was done it, and he would kind of keep track of it all for me, and he hold me accountable. That's why this section is built for. So anything on your list is basically lessons you just want to save. So whether you've started them, whether you've completed them, it doesn't matter. They're on your list, you just want to save them for later. Let's say you want to go to started lessons. These are just the lessons that you have started. So here's 3 videos I've started. And let's say you want to go to completed lessons. You want to check back and look at all the cool things you've done in the past. You see I have a pretty good history here on Drumeo. So I've completed some advanced, I've completed some general styles, I've completed some intermediate. I actually taught this beginner lesson, so that's why I say I completed that. Smooth rock, a play along, I completed that. And so this kind of tracks everything you've done. So you can go back and you can look at all the things that you've completed, and it's incredible. Sometimes you think you're not getting any better, and then you can go back and look at something like this and be like, what do you mean I'm not getting any better? What do you mean, Taylor?
Well, Jared, you're getting pretty good, man.
Thanks, man. Okay, so that's your My List section. So if you do have a Drumeo account or get a Drumeo account, make sure you start populating things in your list and use that because it's important to keep track of what you've done. It's important to keep track of what you want to accomplish on the drum set. All right, so next let's go to courses. So courses, there we go. Oh, did I hit the lens?
Oh, no, it
was awesome. Okay, so let's say you want to learn from Jimmy Rainsford, another great YouTube drummer here. Here's the entire course on that. So here's the course overview. This shows you what you're going to learn. So introduction, dynamics, timing, groove, consistency, EQing your groove, and the outro. So this entire course is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. Okay, so you can go ahead and you can add the entire course to your list. You can complete the entire course. Or you can just add certain lessons. So let's say you only want to take the lesson on dynamics from Jimmy Rainsford. You can choose to start it. You could go ahead and add that to your list, right? You can watch it later. So all of the course lessons are posted here. And I really recommend when you start a course, you try and go through it in order. They're designed to be step-by-step lessons, right? So we give you this specific thing to do, this specific piece of homework, then the next video is another piece of homework to do, and then on and on. So they're meant to be gone through sequentially. Let's say you're not really sure what on these courses you want. Well, at the top we have filters, okay? So at filter, you can filter out basically the newest, oldest, hardest, or easiest. So let's say you're a brand new drummer, you start on the easiest. Sort them there. Here's like level 1, right? And you're saying start with quarter notes, eighth notes, learning how Drumeo works, basic foot technique. You're really just getting started. Let's say you're advanced drummer. There's tons of advanced stuff. We talk about quintuplets, septuplets, polyrhythms, implied metric modulation, advanced linear, a non-linear coordination by Thomas Lang, a great course. If you haven't checked that out, you should definitely check it out. Levels, so if you want to sort just from beginner level 3. So let's say, I would say you're a high beginner. That's beginner level 3. So our beginner is 1 to 3, advanced is 4 to 6, intermediate is 4 to 6, advanced is 7 to 10, okay? And then you could also sort by topic. Go ahead if you want to do that. Technique and let's say this technique, okay, there's nothing there. So you clear the beginner, there's the filters, now it should bring up some stuff on technique. We have an amazing course from Henrique de Almeida, who actually is a professor at Berkeley in Boston, and he came out to Drumeo and he's filmed a lesson on the molar technique. It's unreal, you guys, you have to try it. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and add this to my list because I've been meaning to watch that. I watched him film some of it, that's how I know, it's unreal. So you can also, like I said, go by topic, okay? So now let's go back to our menu. We're going to go to the library. Earlier I talked to you about the library, and it's basically our live streaming broadcast, and all of those are posted in the lesson library. So there's 1,300 and some odd lessons posted here. Again, take note of all the color coding, and that's basically telling you what skill level it is. So you could filter this by newest to oldest, your activity, so the ones you've completed, the ones you've started, the ones you've not started, instructors. We have lots of instructors, so Chris Warunke, Chad Bjorgen, Casey Cooper, Carter McLean, Carmine Pease, Brian Fraser Moore, Bernard Purdy, Benny Greb, amazing teachers here on Drumeo. And you can sort by level, okay, beginner, intermediate, advanced, or topics. So let's say you're just interested in talking gear. Lots of gear talk, okay? Let's say you're interested in hi-hat. So you could do gear talk plus hi-hat, right? So let's remove gear talk, and then it's going to populate different things. So really take note of the filters that you're adding, and if you need to clear them, you just go ahead and clear all. Then we've also built some playlists. So if you want to learn Latin rudiments, Latin funk connection, if you just want to do practice pad lessons, let's say you're in a hotel and you just have a practice pad, why don't you just go to the practice pad drop-down, and then you have lessons that you can practice late at night, right? Rather than kind of searching for the right lesson, everything is all that kind of sorting has been done for you, so it's really easy to find. Next, we have songs, okay? Songs are famous tunes that we've actually got the full transcriptions for. We have around 60 inside of Drumeo now, and everything is included with your membership. And so let's say you want to learn The Pot by Tool. It's going to, it all automatically started downloading it. I guess
another question came in here I thought was really quite good. Oh boy, it's a long name, it's all put together, and I can't read it all. Ecstas like an, okay, I'm not even going to try.
All right.
But the question is, he's wondering where is the line between self-confidence and arrogance when it comes to musicianship?
How to find the line between self-confidence and arrogance. I think that starts with self-awareness. Like, are you self-aware? Are you aware of how you look and how you're acting? I think that comes with being honest with yourself, and also surrounding yourself with good people who are going to tell you if that's how you're acting. And that's kind of how I do it. If I'm, I have my moments where I'm arrogant, definitely, where I think I know more than everyone else, and that's ridiculous. And so I kind of count on, my brother works here at Drumeo, and if I'm ever acting out of line, he is the first to tell me I'm a total idiot and say, what are you saying? Don't talk like that. Don't, just move on. And so I think you count on the people around you, and you really surround yourself with really good quality people when it comes to being a musician or just life in general. But it also starts with just being self-aware. How do you look? How are you acting? How are you making other people feel when you talk to them? Over the years, I've definitely had to make adjustments personally when it comes to running a business and working with so many different people. And I kind of got information from past employees that would leave, and they would leave, and then I'd hear things like, oh man, he didn't like that I did that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's that, I shouldn't have done that, that's bad. And then I make adjustments. But none of us are perfect, and all we can do is the best we can. But really take a look at yourself and ask your friends and family. Okay, so back to the songs. That's a deep question, man. I'm shifting gears here.
It's a little deeper than the normal one, yeah.
Foo Fighters, okay, Everlong. So I taught this lesson, you can learn. Here's a full transcription to that. That's, again, inside of the song breakdowns. Any of these you want to add to your list, we have Ash Pearson from Revocation giving a song breakdown on his song with his band. And lots of cool, like Run to the Hills, Rope by Foo Fighters, Sting, 7 Days. We have a lot of amazing transcriptions from some of the most awesome drum songs on the planet. Okay, so other than that, this is for teachers. So if you are signed up for Drumeo for Teachers, this is where you'll go and you can access all the how to teach information, how to market yourself. If you want more information on that, you go to just search Drumeo for Teachers and you'll find everything. Below that are packs. If you've ever bought a pack from us, like Successful Drumming or the Tony Royster Masterclass or Drumming System, all of those are located here, Maximum Maytel, and you can just go ahead and open those lesson packages if you like. Below that we have play-alongs, and the play-along section is really fun. And maybe I'll just take this opportunity to play another song. So let's try something that I've done before using the filters.
All right, before you just one here, I got 2 questions that aren't quite as deep, but still very good.
Okay.
The first one is from Chris Evans, who just moved to Sydney.
Yeah.
And he's wondering if you have any advice on getting into music in a new city.
Yes, it's all about networking, right? It's all about putting yourself out there. And this is what I've done some consulting with bands before, and I say, well, how many shows are you going to? Are you going to a show every week? Are you meeting the other musicians in your local area? And a lot of times they weren't. And people sit in their practice spaces, in their garages, their basement, and they expect everyone to just come to them. It's not going to happen that way. You have to grind. The music business, especially now, it's a grind. You think you are working hard, I guarantee you there's someone else who thinks they're working harder than you. And maybe they are. I don't know how hard everyone is working, but that's kind of the mentality I take here. Like I used to do a lot of touring and stuff, and I didn't really enjoy being away from family. But in Abbotsford, where I live, there's not really any music scene. Okay, you can play some shows, you can get involved, but it's not like I could be a full-time drummer playing only in Abbotsford. There's not enough work, not enough time, not enough things to support my family. So I kind of took a different route, and I'm very like entrepreneurial spirited, I would say that, and I have that in my blood. My dad is the same way, and so I tried to create something for myself where I could do it in my local area. I could do music, I could play drums, I could teach drums, I could play music, and now we have this facility and stuff like that. So if you work hard and you're willing to do whatever it takes, I think it's amazing what you can do. But the music industry is changing, and it's all a matter of adjusting to that. It's all a matter of networking and then continuing your practice. But I see so many students spending 90% of their time practicing in their practice room and only 10% doing the networking and stuff like that. And I think that's fine when you're 15 to like 18, when you're still in school, because really you're still kind of getting your education there. But after that, you need to kind of readjust and do things differently. Maybe practice 40 to 50% of the time and spend the other time networking and trying to get involved more. Hope that helps. Okay, so here's the play-along section. One thing's cool about the play-along section is you'll notice this preview button here. You'll notice this preview button here. You'll notice this preview button here. Thanks, Taylor. Oh my! What are you doing in there?
Just terrible.
Slowest cut ever. Were you texting someone?
Sent me an email. There were notifications going off back here. I'm freaking out, man.
All right, that's all right. I forgive you. But I'm going to punch you in the face later.
Please don't.
Okay, so notice right on here, this is the song I played, Ancient Forest. And so if you want to check it out, it says preview, but it plays the whole song. 4, 5, 6, okay? So it plays through the whole song, and that's the version with click. If you want the version without click, you can just go inside here, and everything is right here in the resources. So play along overview. There's lots of comments and stuff like that. You can download the song, or you could preview it. So, okay, so that's play along. I'm going to play some more, just because why not? But let me just quickly go through the rest of the website. But what does everyone want? Do they want me to play some more, or do they want me to just finish up here and then play for a longer time?
There's lots of questions coming in here.
Okay, fire away.
Okay, the other one was when you know you need to practice but your body won't let you, I assume they mean it's tired, blah, 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 blah. Is there anything advice you can give when you know you should but your body doesn't want to practice? Well,
that's like, that's the question. It's like, I know I should exercise, because if I don't, I'm going to die younger, I'm going to be unhealthy, I'm going to be able to spend less time with family, but you still don't. And this is something I've been thinking a lot about lately. Like, why do we not do things that we know we should? And we know we want to. I want to be in shape. I want to be in better shape. And I could go online and I could find information like within the next 5 minutes, that's going to guarantee that I get in better shape, guarantee that I get like a six-pack. But why don't I do it? Why don't you, Taylor?
Well, I'm super lazy. That's me, but I'm not sure why you don't.
Well, it's funny because it's a common human characteristic, and I think the people that are more successful are the ones that are able to just execute more on the things that they know they should do and know they want to do, because that's basically the difference, right? If someone wants to be in shape but they don't do anything, and another person wants to be in shape and they do something, what's the difference? One person took action, the other person didn't. So when it comes to playing drums, if you're physically incapable because you're sore, you're hurting, well, that's a different story. But if you're just saying, I want to practice, I want to get better, but I just don't ever do it, well, then what am I going to tell you, right? I would say try and find inspiration. Try and, what I do personally is I will book something for myself. So a while ago I played at Woodstock, and once I got asked to play at Woodstock, that was my, I forget the date of it, but it's like, okay, this date, by that time, I need to have this song down. I need to be able to shred on this, no problem, because I'm going to have to play in front of a lot of people and perform. And so that was kind of my motivation, is because I'm accountable to all those people. I'm accountable to the organizers to perform and do a good job. So once I had that accountability, once I had that thing booked, then I was able to naturally just wanted to practice more. I was setting up drums where I'd never set up drums. I was taking practice pad where I normally wouldn't take a practice pad. And so I'd really encourage you to try and book something for yourself and try and like set that milestone or set that marker so you are going to put in the time and you'll have that motivation. If you're practicing and you have nothing coming up or like nothing planned or no kind of end goal in mind, then yeah, it's a lot harder to get motivated, right? Because you're wondering why you're doing it all. And so even if you're just starting out, even if you've been playing for 2 or 3 months, book a practice session or book a jam session 2 months from now, right? And if you book that jam session, you'll know in 2 months, I've sent my buddies these 5 songs that we're gonna jam to, and I need to know these 5 songs. And then your buddies come, they maybe are more accomplished musicians or whatever at that point. You're jamming out to these songs, and it goes great. Then you set the next milestone, the next goal. What is that? With Drumeo, we do lots of things like challenges. Right here, you'll see single stroke roll, double stroke roll, single paradiddle. These are 30-day challenges where you could basically fill in and track your progress. And we do these as a community a lot, right? So you do it for 4 minutes a day, day 1. You track where you are, and you track where you end up. You should see some of the success stories that we've had. I know it sounds like all marketing BS sometimes, but honestly, when students are actually getting better, it doesn't feel like I'm marketing to you or telling or like just bragging. But when students are actually getting better, that's really exciting for me. That means what we're doing at Drumeo is working, and the students are having results, because you're all joining Drumeo, you're all playing drums and educating yourselves because you want to get better. You want a result, right? All right, let's go on to loops. So here we got a whole bunch of loops. Sometimes practicing to a metronome is a little bit boring. So what we did is we said, let's make a bunch of loops for our students to kind of help them practice to something different. So that's a 2-minute loop, right? So, doesn't that make practicing more fun than just... And you'll notice at the end there, I went off time because there's no click reference. It's like playing with another musician. You got to really listen more than having that click track, which is just, it's so quarter note dependent, and I think you play differently when you're playing with a click track than when you're playing with like a conga loop. Or let's say you want to play some jazz, a walking jazz bass line, you want to learn that. Me personally, I want to learn more jazz. It's all right there. And so whether you're using your smartphone, okay, like if you have an iPhone or any sort of other device, that works, or whether you're using a computer, you can use an iPad, you can use whatever. Everything's just, you just tap it and it's automatically going to start playing. Do you think I should play one more?
I think so. That was cool.
I'm just kind of jamming out. How long do you have? Because I'm thinking of doing this for like 6 to 8 hours.
That's all good. I budgeted 9 for today. So.
Okay, good. So let's do 7/4 rock. That's a hard one. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's hard, man. I've never listened to this one. Five, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I counted quarter notes on the 7.
I know, but the phrasing sounds fun. Cool. Okay, so you all know what I've got to work on. You all know what I've got to work on.
7/4 rock.
7/4 rock. That's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I was expecting like more of like an 8th note bass 7/4 rock.
No, I was having trouble like at the count first. I'm like, 7/4.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you all got to see me crash and burn, so I hope you enjoyed that. Go ahead and post it on the internet and try and embarrass me. Okay, let's go next. After the loops. This is the live section of our website, okay? There's a live lesson going on right now. Okay, so Pat, perfect.
Just awesome.
So I'll just shut this off. So every day, Drumeo has a new live lesson. We work with around, it's around 60 to 80 instructors, and each instructor frequency varies. Sometimes it's weekly, sometimes it's every couple months and stuff like that. Pat has a spot every Friday, and so you'll see people in there chatting right now, just like we are doing here on YouTube. And this is a daily thing that happens, all right? So it's not just, we actually didn't even plan it. I didn't know that there was something going on. So if I wanted to ask Pat a question, I can go ahead and put this in here. Hey, Pat, good to see you teaching a lesson. Just doing a site demo on YouTube. Looks good. All right, so there you go. Any resources for this lesson? There's Pat's Shuffle curriculum, right? Okay, so this is something that happens very, very regularly, and you can participate in the lessons when they're happening live. And so the idea behind that is the lessons are student guided. So if you're all of a sudden wanting to play something slower, you want to hear something again, or you want to see something a little bit differently, you can ask that question, and we can do that for you. And then the lesson becomes something that you actually produced, right? Most drum lessons and most education material are produced by producers. And who's to say what a producer says is the right way to learn something? I think when we look to our students to give us that sort of information. So if our students say, play slower, or don't talk so much, or things like that, we listen. I think being a good teacher it starts with being a good listener, right? If you're not a good listener, then you don't know what your students really want, what they want to learn, and what they want to accomplish. Okay, so on that note, let's jump to student focus. Like I said earlier, student focus is where you will submit a video. You can go ahead and apply right here, log in, what's your level, answer these questions, how much time do you have to practice. The reason we ask that is so we can give you something that's realistic. We don't want to give you a massive amount of information or too little amount of homework, so when you go to practice, you're not feeling like you're getting anything done, or you feel like you have too much. And you put your YouTube video URL right there, or any URL. And so we've done.
Questions here for you, Jared, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
One quick one from Brian Lozano. He's asking, how much is Drumeo Edge?
Drumeo Edge is $29 per month, or I recommend you stay for at least 6 months, because that's where you get the full experience. You can participate in student focus and stuff. The $29 a month, you can have a monthly subscription forever, but it's a little bit better deal if you sign up for 6 months, it's $127, or 1 year, which is $197. And right now, occasionally we do have special promotions on. Right now we do, if you go and check out the website, drumeo.com.
And there was another quick one from, shoot, I lost where it actually was, so I'm not sure the name. There it is. Drummer Bixel is asking, I need help with uneven timing, like 5/4, 7/4, 9/4, etc.
Yeah, apparently I do too.
Get that down?
I'll show you. We'll go over that at the end, okay? Because I have what I want to talk about. We'll actually play into that a little bit.
All right.
Okay, so next up we have the forums. The forums are basically a place where you can go to connect with other drummers inside of Drumeo. So you'll notice there's a lot of activity, like 40,000 replies, 25,000, 47,000 replies. We also have a whole section dedicated to student progress. So this is kind of like your space inside of Drumeo that you want to share with the community. And so you'll see Aaron L. has put together his thread, and he's got all of his some videos here that he posts, and people can reply. There's some other videos that he's done in collaborations. He's got some blisters. That looks too bad, Aaron. This is from earlier on in January, and he's also been continuing to post videos and kind of share his drumming journey. Now, Aaron's a fairly accomplished drummer, and so one of the side benefits to this is he's getting lots of other students noticing him and seeing, hey, Aaron's a great drummer. Looks like a great teacher. Maybe people want to eventually take private lessons. Maybe a band is looking for a drummer, and those videos are out there, and it really starts that networking, right? It's a great way to get noticed. Moving on, we believe in private drum education, even though we do online lessons as well. We have a whole directory of drummers where you could search for a teacher in your country or by your zip code. Okay, and so these teachers can teach you via Skype or any sort of online video streaming service, or they can teach you one-on-one in person. And you can go ahead, let's say you want to book a lesson with Mike McCalco, so you go ahead and view his profile. Okay, there's a nice little video of Mike, a little bit of a write-up about him. You go ahead and click book that lesson, you fill it out, that sort of thing, and you are done. Drumeo does not take anything from the fees of the instructors. Whatever you end up paying the instructor, working that out, that's between you and the instructor. Is this just a service that the instructors actually buy into, and then they can utilize the Drumeo curriculum. So if you're studying with Drumeo and you want a teacher that it aligns with what you're currently studying, this is the perfect kind of marriage of that. Marriage. It's not a marriage. It's not a marriage, Taylor.
More like a domestic partnership.
At the bottom, you have the schedule. So these are all the upcoming live events or courses. And so you'll see right now, Pat's Shuffle Curriculum, this is actually happening right now. If you want to add any of these to calendar, you go ahead and add those, and you can add any reminders if you want to be notified of that. Creating Statements in Jazz with Stephen Taylor. We have Making Polyrhythms Musical with Henrique de Almeida. That's happening on Monday. And usually there's a lot more things filled out in the schedule as well. At the bottom, you can send feedback if you see any bugs on the website and something's not working right. You can go ahead and send us feedback. You can also contact our support department. Okay, right here. We're always here. We're honestly always here to help. I have such a good support team. They actually, we answer emails throughout the day, and there's actually a schedule to answer emails and respond to people in the evenings and on the weekends. And so you might find that you get a response quickly. Sometimes it could take 6 to 8 hours, but generally we try and be as fast as possible with our responses. We're such a small company, right? And if you want to buy merchandise or check out all the different instructors and people working at Drumeo, or if you want to view the blog, there's some links there for that. So that kind of gives you a quick demo of the website. The last thing I want to touch on, and this kind of goes into the gentleman or lady's question about learning odd times. And I like to think of it very simply, especially when first learning. So you'll see up here I have a metronome. Oh, you can go back there. Another great cut, Taylor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Taylor's actually, he's been beasting it up. We have more production guys. One of them is out, he's in Japan, Kyle.
And on his honeymoon, yeah.
And Victor on his honeymoon, and Victor is in Arizona, who helps out a lot from his location, but Taylor's all alone here. So let's say you want to use a metronome let's bump up the tempo. Okay, let's put the accent on the one. Okay, now we're in 4/4, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. What I like to do to learn odd time is, let's say I need to practice my 7/4, right? So let's do 7/4. Let's bump it up a little faster because we are playing quarter notes. Okay, now we're doing 7/4. So think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So sometimes learning an odd time signature starts out with something as simple as that. So getting a metronome, setting it to odd time, having that accent, and from there you can continue to develop that and have freedom within it. Because ideally you want freedom within the odd time. And the more you practice it, the more it becomes common to you, the easier it will be. Common time is called common time because it's the most common time signature used. And so what happens is we just feels most natural because we're used to playing it. 99% of the music is in common time. So when you go to play something like 7/4, it feels very uncommon. It feels very odd. Not only because of the number, but it also feels odd because you're not used to it. And so the more you do it, the easier it will become. And this metronome in here is just another practice tool to help you do that. All right? And so that is a complete breakdown of the website. Let's take some questions from students out there. I'm going to pull this up. We have Drummer Bixel says, thanks, Jared. Byron Lozano says, thanks, Jared. Well, lad. Thomas Riley says, well, lad. Thank you. Drummer Bixel says, Zildjian. All right. Someone posted the link. Oh, you're talking about cymbals. Great. You're talking about the P4 practice pad. We just launched the Drumeo P4 practice pad. It's designed by Pat Petrillo. And it's a great little tool, and we're going to have more of them soon. They keep selling out. Every time we get them, they sell it. And get more, they sell out. Get more, they sell out. And so Michael says, Jared and Drumeo team, just wanted to tell things that you're doing amazing. Thank you so much. Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is from Drummer Bixel. Would be hard to get back into good practice if you have been gone from practicing for a week, because I haven't practiced with my practice pad much the past week because of being busy. It is hard. It's like if you're a weightlifter and you stop weightlifting for 6 months and then you get back to it, you can't lift as much weight. You have to kind of start behind a little bit. And that's just the way it goes. Sometimes, I think, because drumming there's this muscular side of it, right? There's this physical side where it is you're actually playing and hitting things, and you have to kind of keep your body in shape that way. But then there's this other side of it where it's this musical side. And the musical side, it comes from like communicating with other musicians, okay? And it comes from a lot of listening and a lot of intake. So listening to different music, studying different music, reading things, talking with people about music and that sort of thing. And so even though you aren't playing for a week, you can actually still get better on the musical side, because drumming is, I would say, it's very, very balanced it's mental and it's physical. Right? And so don't, just because you haven't sat at a kit, there's times I won't sit at a kit for weeks and I still feel like I'm getting better during that time because I'm still studying and watching lessons. I'm still listening to tons of music and talking to other musicians. Skills Rex says, how do you create a good drum fill? I create a good drum fill by listening to the music that I'm creating it for. It's not as simple as just playing a bunch of random notes. I mean, I've heard Benny Greb says there's like the fill muscle, as you always seem to go like this, right? You always move around the kit, and like that's the most common fill. But drum fills are something that should go with the music. And so a fill or a slight inflection can be something small or it can be something larger. And it really comes down to what are you trying to achieve by playing that fill. Are you just playing the fill because you want to play a fill, or are you playing a fill because the music needs it, right? We have a whole section in Drumeo, in the Drumeo courses on learning drum fills, more than I could just give you on this little stream with the little kit setup behind. Drummer Citizen says, thanks, Drumeo. You're welcome, man. We'd love to help. Jared, I would like to sign up, but I'm in the Netherlands. Wilson, the website right now represents people from over 100 countries, okay? So if you, no matter where you are in the world, you can join Drumeo, you can be a part of the community. Our schedule actually, if you can select the time zone that you want the schedule to display in. So all the live lessons will display in that schedule. And lots of times we adjust when we're live to kind of match other people's time zones. So no matter where you are in the world, we try and do our best to find times that work for those lessons. But regardless, you'll see, if you go back to the website here, all of these lessons in the lesson library, anything in our live stream, it's all archived. So if you missed Dave's groove vocabulary and phrase ender lessons, it's here for you, right? You can go ahead, you can open up those resources, you can check it out, you can download that, and you can watch the entire video. So don't worry about if you missed a lesson. Don't even worry about watching every lesson. If you came in here and tried to watch every lesson, you'd literally be sitting there for 3 months straight, more than 3 months straight with no sleep. Okay, imagine how hard that would be. So there's no way you're going to be able to intake all of the drumming information out there. What you try and do is intake information that best represents where you want to go as a drummer and what you want to accomplish. And that's why I really encourage you all to use the My Lists feature inside of the website. This is where it really is building your drumming history, right? This is like Drumeo is your instructor that's writing down and keeping track of what you've done and what you haven't done and what you need to do, right? Okay? So Rami says, hey Jared, I live away from my kit and I'm only able to play drums once a month. Any tips on maintaining good physicality every time I return to the kit? I'm rusty. Well, Rami, I think you need to find a way to stay in shape when you're away from the kit. Because there's no shortcut to staying in shape away from the kit other than actually playing or doing something that's similar to playing drums. And so there's lots of tools designed for drummers who are away from kits. There's the DW Go Anywhere practice kit. We have the Drumeo P4 practice pad, which actually has 4 different playing surfaces on different levels. So when you're playing on the main level and you move up right? You see my shoulders even come, just like a drum set. And you move up to the next level, right? So it feels like you're playing a drum set, even though it's not a real drum set. This thing fits in your suitcase. It's brilliant. And so there are tools to help you do that, and they don't cost that much money. And like I said, inside of Drumeo, let's say you want to just do practice pad lessons. You go to the playlist here, you find practice pad, there you go, practice pad lessons. Let's say you want to do practice alongs. You don't know what to practice, so you want to do practice alongs on the practice pad. There you go. Right? These are pre-built practice routines. It's like workout videos for drummers. You just log in, you start playing along with us, you spend your 20 minutes or half an hour practicing. It's going to feel like you were just watching a video while you're practicing, and you've done something, right? We talked earlier about just the person who does something compared to the person who does nothing. Be the person that does something. It's always better to do something than nothing. Taylor, don't be lazy anymore.
Not being lazy.
How do I build good internal clock? This is something I'm really having a hard time developing, and it's frustrating. Okay, we have a great lesson from Mark Kelso inside of Drumeo, and let's just clear these, and I'm going to show you the lesson. Now you're lucky because this lesson I believe is also on our YouTube channel. Why is that? He's not even in our thing. Okay, let's see if he comes up here. Making metronome practice more fun, okay? This is the lesson that you want to look at. This is where Mark talks about how to develop that internal clock. I've seen Mark in a clinic with a bunch of people there. He plays a metronome at 30 beats per minute, but it's displaced. And so the metronome is actually on the let of the triplets. So it's one trip, let, but it's at 30 beats per minute. I don't even know if our metronome goes down that much. Yes, okay. This is the tempo. Let, two, trip, let, two, trip, let, three, trip, let, four, trip, let, one, trip, let, two, trip, let. Okay, so displacing it like that, incredible. You should watch the lesson. Whether you have a Drumeo account or not, you can check it out on YouTube, and it's more than I can tell you right now. I think you just invest that time, study the lesson. Mark's also got his own DVD out, Musician First, Drummer Second, which I highly recommend you check out if you can.
There's also, as soon as you finish watching that Mark Kelso lesson, Joost Nickel has a course coming out, I believe in the middle of July, that is exactly that. It's all about working with the metronome and making it fun for yourself and in a way that's going to make you much, much better. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Jay says, how do I get faster around the drum set? I'll show you my go-to exercise for this. Let's put it at 200 beats per minute. Let's do 180 so I don't make a total fool of myself. This is what I do. Oops. Stop. There. I started getting tired there at the end and I hit more rims and cymbals. That is the exercise. 4 times. And 4 the other way. Right? That sort of thing. Do that for 10 minutes a day and you'll be faster. I guarantee it. Start at a tempo that's just like, it's like slightly faster than you can comfortably go fast. You know what I mean? And then you'll be pushed a little bit. You'll be able to do it for maybe a minute, then take a minute break, kind of do sprints on the drums. That is not really musical at all, but that's building technical facility so you can execute the musical things, the musical ideas that you want to do. Don't go play that exercise in a band. Please don't. And if you do, don't tell them I told you to do it. Opinion on electric kits, Drummer Citizen. I love electric kits. I think they're making drumming more accessible for more people. I think in the past, if someone lived in an apartment, you can't be a drummer. Or if you want to, you can't play regularly. You have to go somewhere else to play. And so the fact that they're allowing drummers to play in situations where they need to be quieter is awesome. And I think there's so many great uses for them. For myself, I prefer to play an acoustic kit, but I was just away in California for a month, and I took an electric kit because I couldn't play an acoustic kit there, and that's what I practiced pretty much every day for that entire month. And it felt great. I felt like I was actually getting better. The one thing to say is the dynamics situation on an electric kit is different than on an acoustic kit. They're getting better, but a lot of what I find a lot of drummers do is they'll play the drums and be like, oh, it's not loud enough. So then they just go, turn it up. And then they lose that kind of dynamic range. And so when I play this kit, if I want it louder, my only option is to hit it harder. If I want it quieter, I hit it softer. But you'll see people playing electric kits, they want to play softer, so they just turn it down. And so you see them, a lot of younger people playing in church and stuff, they'll be hitting the drums hard, like the electric kit hard, but you could hardly hear it. And that's the one kind of downside about them. And I don't know if that is a problem of the electronic drum set. I think it's more of an issue of the drummer. And we need to Drumeo at least needs to do a better job of educating drummers on best ways to transition from electric kit to acoustic kit, which we actually do inside of Drumeo. So, Matt from the UK here, what is your take on drum solos? Do you like them? And if so, are your solos planned or freestyle? Hey, I'll give you my take on this. One of my favorite soloists is Terry Bozzio, and if you haven't checked out Terry Bozzio, you should. He's an incredible drummer, incredible melodic drummer that sounds. His solos were so inspiring to me when I first heard him play. He played for almost an hour straight at the Vancouver International Drum Festival, and watching him, I was just blown away. So I went home and I set up every single piece of drum equipment I own, and I practiced soloing. And one of his thing was doing solos over ostinatos, okay? And an ostinato is basically just a repeated musical phrase or pattern. And I started practicing different ostinatos, and then over top of those ostinatos, you need to kind of develop freedom to play different patterns and different melodies on the toms. And so my solos, when I do a solo for an event or for a video, the basic ideas are planned, and I love building them around ostinatos. So one ostinato that I love, and you've probably seen this before, is the fives with the feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have no foot cam now because we're set up more to demo the website, but that's right, left, left, right, left, left. And I play it at 16th notes. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2. So that's where it resets after 5 bars. So let me play something with you for you over that. So anytime I play that pattern, I'll usually play different ideas over top of it. Sometimes that's similar ideas, but just kind of orchestrated slightly differently. And that was really heavily inspired from listening to Terry Bozzio. His ostinatos with his feet were more split up between different voices, because he would bridge his foot over multiple pedals. You know, he would have his kit. One thing he was playing might be 20 feet away from him. His kit is so huge, right? So he'd be playing a set of these different hi-hats over there with a remote pedal set up, bridged with his foot, playing a bass drum tuned really high, but that's with his right foot, and something else with his left foot, and then playing other melodies over top. So definitely check out Terry Bozzio if you can. Man, this is turning into a long, long event. Thank you all for coming out and watching, and thank you all for supporting the YouTube channel. Like I said, we're almost at 100 million views. We're almost at 500,000 subscribers. Did I actually think years ago when me and Rick were kind of firing this up with Drumeo, I never ever thought it would turn into this, ever. I never thought we'd be able to work with such amazing musicians, amazing drummers, and have such an amazing team, have such an incredible facility. And so thank you all so much. Like, us without students, we have no purpose, right? And so you are the reason that we exist. And so I really appreciate all you guys sharing the videos. You know, I'll never ever take it for granted. And yeah, it's something that I think I don't say enough, because I'm not in as many videos anymore, but I really appreciate all you guys do. So Jeremiah says, how do you build your weaker hand? Okay, we have a series called Destupefying Your Weak Hand. Just Google that, Drumeo Destupefying Your Weak Hand, and you should find something. But everyone, I can't stay here forever, just because well, I think I have another meeting scheduled any minute now. What time is it, 11? Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Thanks for coming out. If you haven't checked out Drumeo, please do so, drumeo.com. If you want to grab a 30-day trial, it's drumeo.com/trial, and you can try it for 30 days totally free. If you don't end up wanting to pay, you just email support@drumeo.com, and they will cancel your account. You will never be billed. But I'd love for you just to try out the new members area. Maybe you can't do that. Maybe you don't have a credit card. Maybe you just don't have the funds. Please just help support by sharing it with your friends, spreading the Drumeo love, and telling people about it, because I think that's where a good teacher has good students that refer him to other students. And so I would like to be that teacher that you refer to other students. And so the more that I can help you, the better. So if you have any questions, maybe I didn't get to any questions, you can email me, jared@drumeo.com. I'll get to them as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, thanks to Taylor. I know is he still there?
Oh,
yeah, he's still there. Thanks to Taylor for helping out. Thank you all for watching and watching me crash and burn there on that 7.4. That was fun. And I hope you learned something. I hope you're going to check out the website, and I hope to see you in the online members area very soon.